questions from the students sitting out here? Ask your question, I'll tell you what I've done so far. Anybody with a question? Yes. Please ask. Speak now or forever hold your peace, like I say. One of the questions was, sir, can you delete the attempts so that we could redo the quiz? And that's exactly what I've done so far. I've shared my screen, and my screen says on the Moodle classroom. So here's my Moodle classroom. There are some students that needs to be reviewed, and for them to redo it, I'm going to do that for them, giving them the opportunity to redo the quiz, because I'm going to use these marks and how many quizzes you've done to, oopsie, not that one, right, as part of your DP mark, right, your course mark. Right, so I'm going to give God Bless Maboso another opportunity. Right. So let's see, what do I have today? What am I working on today? If I look at the study guide, let's open up my study guide. It's in my downloads folder. And also I'm going to give you an opportunity to work in code blocks, right? And online GDB to answer your test question. Right, so my study guide, STUDY. Right. And in order to answer this test, good idea to change the right. So I gave this to you the other night. I said, look at the program below and answer the questions that follow without typing in and testing it. So very often in programming, we get a program, someone else has written the program, and we need to test to see what's going on in that program, right? We need to trace through the program. So this is what happens in exercise 3.2. We are given a program, somebody else has done it, and we need to find out what is going on in that program. And this is also a method of studying programming as well. So last week I gave you the input processing output strategy, and now I'm telling you, simply take somebody else's program, put it into code blocks or in the online GDB space, and see what's the output. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to copy this, use my mouse pad, 2 fingers or the thumb from my left hand, thumb on my left hand. Let me just open up code blocks before I do that. So there's code blocks opening up in the background. I got version 17.12. That was a question in the test. So if you opened up code blocks, you ran it, and you looked at the screen, you could have answered that question. All right, it's open source. So create a new project, double click on create a new project, console application, C++, and it's Nakwanda, huh? Nakwanda. So in honor of Nakwanda asking me a question, I'm labeling it Nakwanda, right? And the folder I select, there's my folder out there. If I don't select a folder, CodeBlocks is confused. It does not know where to store it, right? And click on next. My compiler is GCC compiler. That was also a question in the test. So what does a compiler do? A compiler takes my source code, looks for errors, and runs the program. Finish. And here's my code. I click on the plus sign below Nakwanda's name on the left-hand side. Now, there was a question. Some of the students said, sir, I can't seem to see my program. Sometimes it doesn't appear, right? You can see it doesn't appear. It's like that. In order to find out where it is, you click on the view and you click on Manager. When you click on Manager, the left pane opens up, and here it has all your files in your project. Okay, so I'm just going to make it a little smaller because I want to see it. And then they also tell me, sir, they can't find the source code. The source code is in main.cpp. If you double click on main.cpp, here it is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save myself some time in typing. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to open up my where's my file? Where's my file? Ah, there it is. I'm going to copy that. Control C, when it's highlighted, I copy that. Click on Control C. I open up code blocks. I can left click, and then I click on paste. I go to edit, and I click on paste. And there we go. All my code is typed in for me. Now, I'm just doing this because I want to save time. I don't want to create a 2-hour video. You'll get bored. But you should be typing it in, because when you type it in, that's when you notice all the end lines, the semicolon, the spelling errors, the return 0, and so on. Okay, so now let's go and build this. Let's build this program. Again, I didn't read the question. I don't know what's going on, but I'm diving straight into the deep end in terms of the program. All right. So I build and run. Go to the top, build and run. Here's my build and run button. Now it says enter values for variables x, y, and z. Maybe it would have been a good idea if I read my question. Right? If I read my question. So if I read my question, on the top there it says, what will be the output if the user enters in 2, 6, and 4? So x is 2, y is 6, and z is 4. So 2, 6, and 4. Now again, I don't know what this program is doing. It's like you engineers, you don't know what's happening in this project, but you just get the project going, put in the input, and let's see what happens. Enter. X plus y divided by z is 3. X, there's a percentage sign, z is 2. Y times z divided by x plus 2 is 14. So now I need to determine what's going on. Now, because I know mathematics, and because maybe I don't trust the computer that much, I want to see what goes on in the background, right? So there's my code. Here's my output. Let's have a look at this. So in line number 7, the user entered in x, y, and z. 2, 4, and 2, 6, and 4. In line number 8, x plus y divided by z. Now, BORDMAS rule says that I must do division before addition. So the value of y is 6. 6 divided by the value of z, which is 4. 6 divided by 4 is 1. And it throws away the remainder because I'm using integers in line number 5. 1 plus the value of x, which is 2, is 3. Now, in the next line, it says x, and that percentage sign is called modulus. It gives me the remainder after division. So the value of x is 2. The value of z is 4. So it says, what is 2 divided by 4? And what's the remainder after that, right? So a remainder there is 2. In line number 10, it says y times x divided by x plus 2 is. So now I'm looking at it and saying, hey, the value of y is 6 times z, which is 4, 24, divided by x, which is 2. 12, that's 12. 24 divided by 2 is 12, plus 2 is 14. Now, this is a simple program, so I do it on my own, right? But I generally like to use an Excel spreadsheet, or I draw my rows and columns to answer this question. And in order to do that, I have the following, right? So I stipulate, I say, listen here, let's divide my screen in two. So I'm gonna close this manager on my code block so that I can see more of the screen. And so I'm gonna say line number. Then I'm gonna list all the variables that I'm going to be using, right? And the variables that I'm using is X, Y, and Z. This is where I'm saying I'm tracing through the program. I'm checking out what the program is doing. So I look at, I can exclude line number 5 because I don't want to start there. I'm actually starting in line number 6. In line number 6, it says enter values for variables X, Y, and Z. According to the question, the variables were 2, 6, and 4. Am I correct? 2, 6, and 4. So the values were 2, 6, and 4. That's what happened in line number 7, actually. In line number 7, right? Sorry, line number 7. In line number 8, the value of X did not change. It's still 2. And the value of Y did not change. It is still 6. And the value of Z did not change. It is still 4. But there's an output column. All right, so there's my output column. And my output column works like this, right? So my output column says X plus Y divided by Z. The value of Y, if I looked at Y, it's 6. 6 divided by Z, which is 4, which is 1. And I throw away that remainder. And 1 plus the value of 2. So I'm going to put in the values out there. X is 2 plus Y, which is 6 divided by 4, right? I wonder if Excel will give me the answer as well, so it'll make my life a little bit easier, right? And the answer, which is 3.5, but that's not what we got in the compiler. Why? Anybody knows why we didn't get that answer? If I run the program, 2, 6, and 4, they got an answer of 3. Why did Excel give me an answer of 3.5? Why did Excel give me an answer of 3.5? Look at line number 5. Line number 5, we're talking about integers and not float or double, right? So in code blocks, it basically truncated it. And also that division sign, right? It also that division sign, it kind of only considers an answer as an integer value, right? Think of it like that. In the next line, we look at, in line number, we're looking now at line number 9. In line, oopsie, wrong place. In line number 9, the value of X is still 2, the value of Y is still 6, and the value of Z is still 4. But this time the output says, what's X modulus 4? So the value of X here is 2 modulus 4. That means 2 divided by 4 is actually 2 over 4 is a half, right? 0, 5. Or you can say it can't go into, it gives me a remainder of whatever's left off, right? Which is 2. Now, I don't think Excel is going to give me an answer over here, but I know in code blocks we could get an answer there, right? So it says, oh, there's a problem, we can't answer that, but in code blocks I know we can. So I'm going to leave that out, right? Leave that equal to sign out. So 2 modulus 4 is indeed 2. If I look at my code blocks value, x modulus z, which is 2 modulus 4, you can't basically divide. You're going to get a remainder of 4. Sorry, 2. Let's look at the next line. The next line says, in line number 10, the value of x. Talk to me. What's the value of x? Did the value of x change? Did it change? No. So 2. The value of y, did it change? No, it's still 6. The value of z, did it change? No, it's still 4. This time the output says y times z. What's the value of y? The value of y is 6 times the value of z. Sorry, the value of y is, let me just draw some lines out here that makes my life a little bit easier. Let's draw some lines. Now I could have done this on pen and paper as well, right? Could have done this on pen and paper, but anyway, now it makes, now I can see it a little bit more clearly, I hope. But this is the big one I want, right? So the value of y is 6 times the value of z, which is 4, divided by the value of x, which is 2, plus 2. So now they say 6 times 4, which is 24. 24 divided by 2 is 12. 12 plus 2 is indeed 14. Let's see if Excel can work that out as well. Put the equal to sign in the front. Hey, Excel gave me the same answer, right? Excel gave me the same answer. But we don't want to use Excel, we're using code blocks. Right? So we're using code blocks. And the answer, which is indeed what happened out here, which is 14. And obviously in line number 11, it's the end of the story, finishing class, diddle-daddle-do. Right? So let's post this in our group. So that the students that are not here will be able to see that, right? Let's run that. So the value of x is, what's it? 2, 6, and 4. 2, 6, and 4. Right, let's post this. Click on snipping tool. In this exercise, all we wanted to find out was what's going on in this program. And believe it or not, we actually learned about modulus sign out here. One second. Yes. Go for it. You could save the file whether you don't have, right. Now, can we talk about the test after this? Let me just continue this, right? I will. Okay, so now the next question here is, what do I do with this? In order to check whether you know what's going on, it'll be a good idea if you run this program with your own values. right? So if I run this program with my own values, because then, and if I can work it out by myself, then I know, hey, I am able to basically understand what's going on in modulus and all that goes with it, right? So the question is, let's run this program with my own values, right? This time I'm going to run the program with my values. I'm going to run the program, and I'm going to enter in values 4, 12, and 8, right? So I'm going to run the program with 4, 12, and 8. But before I do it, I'm going to do it in Excel. Let's see if I can get the same answer. So now I'm going to run the program again. I'm going to say line number. There's the value for X, Y, and Z. In line number 7, I'm going to enter the value of 4, 12, and 8. Right? In line number 8, my question to you is, does the value of X change? No. So the value still remains 4. Does the value of Y change? No, it is still 12. Does the value of Z change? No, it is still 8. But let's look at the output. The output says X plus Y. The value of X is 4 plus the value of Y is 12 divided by the value of Z, which is 8. Now, I need to work out 12 divided by 8 first before I add. That's the rules of board maths, right? 12 divided by 8 is 1 remainder 4, right? 8 goes into 12 one times, and there's a remainder of 4. Because I told you that slash, that division over there, just throws away the remainder. It actually gives you integer division. So I'm going to say 1 plus 4, which is 5, right? 1 plus 4, which is 5. And I'm just going to leave that out there, right? Let's go to line number 9. In line number 9, does the value of X change? No. X still remains 4. The value of Y, does that value change? No, the value of Y is indeed 12. Coming back. The value of Z, does that change? No, that remains 8. Now it says X modulus Z. The value of X is 4 modulus Z, which is 8. So again, I can't find an answer for that because it says 4, what's it? 4 modulus 8. I can't find, it doesn't give me a full answer. It's just the remainder. And the remainder there is going to be 4, right? So I'm going to say remainder 4, right? Yes. I'm not sharing the screen. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Sorry, my students. Right, let me share this. I'm sharing it. Now it's okay. Thank you. Right? Hey, you mean you're in class and you're also online? Hey, that's cool. Put your video onto a camera. Right. Let's do that again, right? So let's look at it in line number 7. Line number 7, there we go. Line number 7, X, Y, Z. I enter the value of 4, 12, and 8. Line number 8, X plus Y, which is 4 plus 12 divided by 8. Line number 9, which is X modulus 4. X is 4 modulus 8, right? 8 can't go into 4. 0 times remainder 4. Let's go to line number 10. Line number 10, the value of X remains the same. The value of Y remains the same. The value of X changes. Sorry, the value of Z remains the same, 8. Now look at it. It says Y times Z. The value of Y is 12 times the value of Y is 12. 12, the value of Z is 8. Oh, 12 times 8. 80, 88. What's it? 896. All right, divided by the value of x, which is 4. Oh, what's 96 divided by 4? Plus 2 is 26, right? Hopefully it's 26. Or we can use Excel to check it out for us. Right? We can use Excel to check it out. We say it's 26. Yay! 26, right? So I'm going to take out that equal to sign. Now let's see if code blocks gives me the same answer. Right? Let's see if code blocks gives me the same answer. I'm going to run the program. And now it says the value of x is 4, spacebar. The value of y is 12, spacebar. The value of z is 8. Enter. I got 5, 4, and 26. Yay, yay, yay. Well done, well done. That's exactly what I wanted, right? That's exactly what I wanted. Guy, the technician, call the technician to the aircon off. Please. Right. Okay. All right. So there we go. Right. Now, intelligence is knowing how to do something more than one way, right? I'm going to do it in code block. I'm going to do it in online GDB. I'm going to do this in online GDB because I just having fun, right? Not just do it in code blocks, but do it in online GDB. So let's close this code blocks. Maybe I should save it for you. Right? Click on File, save it. Click on File. Let's go to Save Project. Save everything. So I've done that. I'm going to close that. So let's go to online GDB space. I like to do it in online GDB as well. Online GDB, we don't have to have code blocks running on my computer. I can work anywhere. I can walk empty-handed to the library, open up code blocks, log in with my details, and it's there. Right, so online GDB. Let me start from fresh, right? So you can see it there. Here's online GDB, onlinegdb.com. Right, so there's my onlinegdb.com. Believe it or not, I'm still receiving some students' work with C programming. We need to select C++ programming. Okay. Now, when you're starting off a project, if you don't have my classroom or an assignment, you simply go to My Projects, right? Here's My Projects, and I'm going to start up a new project. There's my new project. Right, my new project. And I'm going to make life a little bit easy. I'm going to delete all of that. And I'm going to copy and paste again. Right, make my life, because you must remember, I don't have a whole lot of time. I don't have 2 hours, 3 hours to work with. I just got, and I'm going to open up my study guide. Where's my study guide? There we go. There's my study guide here. I'm going to copy that. Go to online GDB. And watch how fast I type this, right? And I'm going to go to paste. Control V. Yay! Am I a fast typist? I cheated a little there, right? Again, because of my time. I don't have a lot of time. So, let's make it a little bit bigger. Right. And I'm going to do it again. By the way, now this just becomes like how I'm going to do a code blocks. Right, so, and again, it's lovely, it's nice to work with values that, you know, you can see what's going on. Let's draw another, we're calling this a trace table, right? We're tracing through the program, So again, let's do it again. Anybody wants to do it for me? Anyone wants to help me? Anybody? So I'm going to start with line number, the value of X, Y, and Z. Doesn't code blocks look nice? White, brown, green. I like the beautify button as well. You click on the beautify button and it makes it also beautiful. Haha. We call this indenting in programming, right? We are indenting the. So talk to me. Which line number do I start with where I'm entering in my values? Line number 15. Right? I mean line number 15. The value of X. So this time I'm going to think of a number. Give me a number between 5 and 7, an integer. 6. Yes, I thought about that too. Y. Give me a number between 17 and 19, an integer. 18. Okay. Give me a number between an integer number 11 and 13. 12. Hey, same number I was thinking of. Now I go to line number 16. In line number 16, it says, nothing happens to X, right? X remains the same. So what is the value of X? Right. The value of Y, does the value of Y change? No, it remains the same. The value of Z, does it change? No, it remains the same. What's the value of Z? Right. Is there any output here? Is there any output? In line number, what's it? Line number 16. What's the output there? The output says X plus Y divided by Z. So the value of X is 6 plus the value of Y, which is 18, divided by the value of Z, which is 12. Now let's work this out. We got to use board mass rules. 18 divided by 12 is 1, remainder 6. But because of that slash, we slash it out, right? We don't worry about that. So 18 divided by 12 is 1. 1 plus 6 is 7, right? Now I go to the next line. After line 16 is line number 17. And in line number 17, my question to you is, does the value of X change? Come on, this is the third time we're doing it. What happens to the value of X in line number 17? It remains the same. Yes, it's still 6. The value of Y also remains constant. It is 18. The value of Z also remains constant. It is 12. Now, what's the output that happens in line number 17? It says X modulus Z. X, which is 6, modulus is my percentage sign, modulus Z, which is 12. Now, 6 divided by 12, 12 can't go into 6, right? Because 6 is smaller than 12. So it's 0 remainder 6, right? It's still 6. Let's go to line number 18. In line number 18, x is still constant. It's still 6. Y is still constant. It's still 18. Z, still the same, which is 12, right? Still 12. Now, what's the output? The output there says y times z. The value of y is 18 multiplied by the value of z, which is 12, divided by x, which is 6, plus 2. Oh, you got to help me out over here. What's 18 times 12 divided by 6? 18 times 12, calculator. 216. 18 times 12 is 216. Divided by 6 equals 36, plus 2 is 38, right? Now, see, we are engineers. We are very suspicious people. We want to make sure that the computer does what we asked it to do, right? So online GDB, okay, we can trust it now and then, but let's for now go with our feeling of, let's see what. Let's run the program. If I run the program, it says enter values for x, y, and z, right at the bottom over there, right at the bottom. And the values I'm going to x is 6, 18, and 12. Press enter, and God willing, please Lord God, let this work. It says, let's make the screen a little bit bigger. There we go. The value, the first answer is 7, which I got in my Excel thingy of 7, 6, and 38. Yay! Give me a clap, please. Right? Okay. It'll be a good idea to save this and post this into our group as well, right? I'm going to show you another method with online GDB where I can right. By the way, I don't know if you noticed my values that I chose for test data. The first time I chose twice the value of x, y, and z, and the third time I chose 3 times the value. You noticed? Right? Test data. I didn't come up with anything randomly. There was some meaning to my choice of test data. Okay. So that's one way of doing it. Now, if I look at my program, I have a button called debug. There's debug out here. If I click on debug, it says using debugger for the first time, which we are. If you are new to debugging a program, then it will be helpful to get to know the usage of debugger. You can go through this guide on how to use debugger. Let's go through the guide. I click on debugger, a brief guide on how to use online GDB debugger. In general, debugger is a utility that runs target program in controlled environments where you can control execution of the program and see the state of the program. So it says click here will set breakpoints on given line numbers. Once you set a breakpoint, the debug will pause. You reach the end of the line. Now you step through the program to execute it line by line. 1 is to continue, 2 is to step into, 3 is to step into, 4 is to step out. Right, so it'll be a good idea to read this on how to use debugger. Let's go back to my screen and how to use debugger. How to use debugger, you click on the line number and it gives you a breakpoint and you can enter in values. Right? What can I see when the program is paused? You can see the values of the number and what goes on. So I want you to try this as well. Click on the debugger and run the program, right? So I'm going to put a breakpoint out there, and I'm going to put a breakpoint in line number 16, in line number 17, and line number 18, right? And if I look at my, I'm just going to close the left pane. So now I can see the program code, and I now can also see what happens with my breakpoints out here. Right. So I'm gonna start debugging and run the program, and then there we go. Nothing happens right now. So let's enter in a value to watch, right? So I want X as my variable, and I want another value which is Y, and I want another value which is Z. Right, so that's going to look at what happens with my variables. Right, sorry, my local variables out here. So I'd like you to try this out, run the debugger, see what goes on. And right now I'm going to stop debugging because I want you to do it and try it out. Right, I could give you the answer, but it'll be nice if you run the program for yourself and see what goes on. All right, 2, 4, 6, and yeah, right, it's still working. Okay, right, now I'm going to go to the test question, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to work on the test question in the online GDB space. All right. So stop that. Let's open up a classroom. I'll save this as a document. I'll post. Oops, sorry, I forgot to share. I'm not sharing my screen anymore. Let's share the screen. Share screen. Save as. Place. Recent. Let's save in our downloads folder. Tracing program. And let's open up my WhatsApp. Document. Right, I shared it for you. And thank you, you got the message. Right, so let's open up online GDB. Let me get my right, so I'm going to so let's go to my classroom. I'm going to leave that alone. Go to Comp 201 2025. I'm going to say add an assignment. And this one is my test question, right? Test 1 question. Let me open up my test 1 question. Mm-hmm. Oh, let me stop share. I can't seem to find my test. I can't find my test that I. Ah, okay, great. Right, I found. I'm seem to be finding it now. Right. So I'm going to makes this an assignment in code blocks, or sorry, in online GDB. So here's the program. Copy it. Share. Oh, sorry, I should have put it here under detailed instructions. And I'm going to call this carpeting, right? Let's call this carpeting. And let's make it due today, 27th at 10 o'clock. Right, so those people that are in class, nice, yeah. Right, the language is C++. Oh man, I forgot to give it a title. Cost of carpeting, C++. Right, go for it. I'll stop the recording. Is there some questions in the chat? Oh, sorry, I'm sharing it now. Okay, and I'm going to stop the recording.